Wendy Williams was one of a few who actually called out Sean Diddy Combs in his heyday, and her career suffered because of it. But now with everything we're learning about the disgraced mogul, turns out she was right. Now she's breaking her silence. Wendy, you called it, she told the Daily Mail exclusively, including some people from my family who have said the same. Popular host said she was doing good in the wake of her aphasia diagnosis and her health concerns. That's good to hear. She was horrified at the video of Combs with Cassie in the hotel lobby. As she says, you know how I feel about that. It's about time. To see this video on TV of Cassie it was just horrific. But now you have to think how many more times, how many more people, how many more women. It's just so horrible.
Wendy Williams, the queen of candid commentary, has once again graced us with her unfiltered thoughts, this time on the ever-controversial Sean Diddy Combs. In a move that surprised absolutely no one, Williams didn't hold back, reminding the world that she had pegged Diddy's antics long before his recent legal troubles.
25 of those victims were minors when the alleged abuse occurred. If you missed that, be sure to check out that video. But a lot of people have been asking, what would Wendy Williams say today? Especially because Wendy Williams has been on Sean Diddy Combs' neck since the early 90s. Even so much so that he got her fired and kicked out of New York City for a period of time. Well, now, according to 2Fab, they have the statement in regards to what Wendy Williams has to say about everything that's been playing out. And I literally had the thought earlier today. I said, I know Wendy has her moments of clarity. You know, as you know, she has been diagnosed with dementia, but I know she has her moments of clarity like anyone with dementia has. And I wonder what her perspective would be.
Reflecting on her past, she noted how her early critiques of Diddy cost her a radio gig, a sacrifice she now seems to wear as a badge of honor.
When I was talking about Wendy Williams and this whole Sean Diddy situation. So 2Fab writes this. They said, after talking about him all the time on her daytime talk show, and on the radio before that, Wendy Williams is breaking her silence following the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs on allegations of trafficking. The host has been fearless throughout her career as a radio DJ and host of The Wendy Williams Show in calling out celebrities, targeting Diddy on more than one time for what she saw as problematic or concerning.
With Diddy facing serious allegations, Williams couldn't resist a moment of vindication, suggesting that perhaps the world is finally catching up to what she's been saying all along. Her commentary, dripping with a mix of satisfaction and I told you so, serves as a reminder of her enduring presence in the realm of celebrity critique.
I heard abuse whispers, so
really?
I was thinking, yeah.
I heard gay. I'd never heard porn.
I always heard gay.
Gay nonstop. And that was enough. People were like,
that's because of Wendy Williams.
What'd you say?
Oh, that was Wendy. Wendy's whole thing was Diddy was gay since the 90s.
She knew, dog.
No, Wendy was throwing that out there.
Apology.
That's why Wendy got fired from Hot 97. Wendy got fired from Hot 97 by Diddy because that's when Bad Boy was smoking hot.
Wow.
And yeah, she got fired for putting that out there. Like,
do you think that Diddy held on to the gay rumors so that people didn't know what he really was?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because that's the perfect smokescreen. You'd rather people think you're gay than be.
Wait, here's the wild thing. We still don't know what Diddy is.
I mean, we know a little.
We know little. We know bits and pieces.
Yeah.
This shit might be deeper than rap. We don't know. Like, this might be a whole rabbit hole. You might be like, oh, shit.
Well, turns out it is. Now, who knew how deep the rabbit hole goes? That's the current question. But the rumors about Diddy have been going on for a long while. And yes, Charlemagne wasn't the only one calling this out. Former bodyguard Gene Deal alluded to this as well.
And he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy. So if you don't mind, give me the story from your point of view. And what was in the picture?
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like he was gay, something like that. She was gonna put it out. Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. She was fired.
Wendy Williams has never been one to mince words, especially when it comes to the rich and infamous. Her recent commentary on Sean Diddy Combs is no exception, with Diddy embroiled in serious legal issues, including allegations of misconduct and trafficking. Williams seized the opportunity to remind everyone that she had seen through his facade years ago. She reminisced about her early days in radio when her outspoken criticism of Diddy led to her losing a job, a consequence that now seems to validate her long-standing skepticism about the music mogul.
Keep in mind that Wendy and Diddy worked very closely together, but in an interesting way, because in 1993 he started Bad Boy Records, and in 1994 she was working in New York radio. So she was playing a lot of the music, commentating on a lot of the music, and they had an interesting, relationship. Kind of like frenemies, especially in 1998 when she spread rumors that Diddy may be gay, which we've heard plenty of times, and once that news got to him, he actually pulled some strings and got her fired from her job. She claims she received a photo of a man allegedly pulling Diddy's shorts down while he was on vacation in Cancun. Wendy actually was fired from her job before she could even address the photo on air.
On the same day, Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail by another federal judge again. He was slapped with another lawsuit, this one for $10 million. The plaintiff in this case is a friend of Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, and she's seeking $10 million in damages from the embattled music mogul. Fashion designer and photographer Brianna Bongolan, also known as Vanna, filed her lawsuit last week in Los Angeles Superior Court, accusing the Bad Boy Records founder of battery and dangling her off a 17th-story balcony. The balcony incident was briefly mentioned in Cassie's now settled federal lawsuit against Combs. However, she didn't mention her friend by name. According to court documents obtained by Rolling Stone, the incident happened on or about September 26 of 2016. Bongolan says she became close with Cassie 2 years prior while the two worked together at an LA store in 2014. And through Cassie, that's how Bongolan met Sean Combs. According to the suit, she believed Combs could offer once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to collaborate with him and his business, but she claims it only led to terror and abuse at his hands. She claims she began to see disturbing signs of an abusive relationship between Cassie and Diddy, including the mogul allegedly calling Cassie's phone repeatedly if she didn't answer his calls, and showing up unannounced to her apartment while accusing others of trying to sleep with his then-girlfriend.
Williams's reflections are tinged with a sense of vindication. She recalls how people have approached her, saying, "Wendy, you called it," acknowledging that her early warnings about Diddy's behavior were not baseless. This sense of validation is palpable as she discusses the recent allegations against Diddy, suggesting that the revelations align with what she has been saying for years.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You represent a lot to a lot of people in general. Cassie didn't go to Puffy's birthday party, and that was last month. And now, allegedly, Puffy and his baby's mother, Kim Porter, were seen coming out of the sex store together.
Bangalore, hopefully I'm saying that right, on the 17th floor balcony. Now, I don't know, man. It's so much. It's honestly hard to keep up. I could probably do so many stories.
The allegations against Diddy are indeed serious. He has been accused of misconduct and trafficking, charges that have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to these charges, maintaining his innocence. However, the gravity of the allegations has led to increased scrutiny of his past behavior, much of which Williams had previously highlighted during her radio career.
Because I still, for the life of me, and I like you, Cassie, and hi, Puff, but I still don't know what Cassie does except for walk around and look pretty. I've got something very important to tell you. After 11 years of romance, Puffy and Cassie are officially broken up. I mean, it's everywhere, including People magazine, so you know it's true. So Puffy is 48, Cassie's 32, 11 years of her life. I was asked during our morning meeting, do I think that she wasted 11 years? I said, well, in a lot of ways, Yeah, because, you know, when you're in your 20s, like she probably doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. No, you laugh, but I'm talking about the practical things of life, you know? Doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance, you know, so she needs an insurance card, a Cigna or something to get all checked out. You guys are laughing. How to buy a car. Is renting, leasing, or buying practical for her?
The allegations include an incident where Combs allegedly dangled her off of a 17th floor balcony in Los Angeles in 2016. This was at the luxury apartment of Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, and Brianna was staying with Cassie at the time, and she alleges that Combs arrived enraged, made his way into the apartment, and attacked her. He allegedly battered Miss Brianna, dangled her off a 17-story high balcony, and then slammed her into patio furniture on the balcony. And oh my goodness.
Williams's commentary also touches on the broader implications of Diddy's legal troubles. She suggests that his arrest could be a turning point, not just for him, but for the industry as a whole. By bringing these issues to light, there is an opportunity for reflection and, perhaps, a reckoning within the entertainment world regarding the behavior that has been tolerated or overlooked for too long.
Our team has had, at this point, more than 3,285 individuals contact us, with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases.
I can say woman too, because she is suing under the Gender Motivated Violence Act and claims and says under penalty of perjury, she's a woman. So nobody come for me about no misgendering, okay? I would never do that ever on purpose. That's what it says in the lawsuit. Y'all go read it. Okay, so she is a fashion designer. Brianna goes by Bana, and she was Cassie's friend. She had supposedly allegedly met Diddy, according to this lawsuit.
In her typical fashion, Williams doesn't shy away from expressing her opinions bluntly. She implies that Diddy's current predicament is a form of karmic justice, a consequence of years of alleged misconduct. Her tone suggests that she believes this reckoning is long overdue, and she seems almost pleased to see that the issues she raised in the past are finally being taken seriously.
On the same day, Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail by another federal judge again. He was slapped with another lawsuit, this one for $10 million. The plaintiff in this case is a friend of Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, and she's seeking $10 million in damages from the embattled music mogul. Fashion designer and photographer Brianna Bongolan, also known as Bana, filed her lawsuit last week in Los Angeles Superior Court, accusing the Bad Boy Records founder of sexual battery and dangling her off a 17th-story balcony. The balcony incident was briefly mentioned in Cassie's now settled federal lawsuit against Combs. However, she didn't mention her friend by name. According to court documents obtained by Rolling Stone, the incident happened on or about September 26 of 2016. Bongolan says she became close with Cassie 2 years prior while the two worked together at an LA store in 2014. And through Cassie, that's how Bongolan met Sean Combs. According to the suit, she believed Combs could offer once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to collaborate with him and his business, but she claims it only led to terror and abuse at his hands. She claims she began to see disturbing signs of an abusive relationship between Cassie and Diddy, including the mogul allegedly calling Cassie's phone repeatedly if she didn't answer his calls, and showing up unannounced to her apartment while accusing others of trying to sleep with his then-girlfriend.
It's worth noting that Williams' history with Diddy is complex. Their feud dates back decades, with Williams often criticizing Diddy's actions and lifestyle choices. This history adds a layer of depth to her current commentary, as it is not just about the recent allegations, but also about a long-standing pattern of behavior that she has been calling out for years.
Bangalan, hopefully I'm saying that right, on the 17th floor balcony. Now, I don't know, man. It's so much. It's honestly hard to keep up. I could probably do so many It's so many stories.
Williams's perspective is not without its critics. Some argue that her commentary is opportunistic, capitalizing on Diddy's misfortunes to boost her own profile. Others believe that her past criticisms were overly harsh or unfounded. However, Williams seems unfazed by such critiques, standing by her statements and expressing a sense of vindication as the allegations against Diddy come to light.
I can say woman too, because she is suing under the Gender Motivated Violence Act and claims and says under penalty of perjury, she's a woman. So nobody come for me about no misgendering, okay? I would never do that ever on purpose. That's what it says in the lawsuit. Y'all go read it. Okay, so she is a fashion designer. Brianna goes by Bana, and she was Cassie's friend. She had supposedly allegedly met Diddy, according to this lawsuit.
In discussing Diddy's arrest, Williams also reflects on the broader cultural context. She suggests that the entertainment industry has long been plagued by issues of misconduct and that Diddy's case is just one example of a systemic problem. By bringing attention to these issues, Williams implies that there is an opportunity for change, for holding individuals accountable, and for creating a safer environment within the industry.
According to your lawsuit, you were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks, it came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks.
What was the worst moment of your teenage years?
My worst moment of my teenage years was probably being locked up. It was scary. It was in Miami. But what people don't know about that story is the police actually were being corrupt. And I know this sounds crazy, but when they clocked me for driving, I was actually going under the speed limit. They said that we were drag racing and all this sort of stuff, and it just wasn't true. So just clarification, I wasn't drinking and driving, all that sort of stuff, so yeah, I don't think I've ever really set the record straight. I think I did a little bit, but yeah, that's the truth.
Williams's commentary is not just about Diddy, it's also about her own journey. She reflects on the challenges she faced in her career, particularly the backlash she endured for speaking out against powerful figures in the industry. Losing a radio job for criticizing Diddy was a significant setback, but Williams frames it as a testament to her commitment to speaking the truth as she saw it, regardless of the personal cost.
Remember how you fled the scene and lied to the authorities and public for 20 plus years about that night. Do you think about that woman on these holidays, or when you manicure your perfect face while she still has bullet fragments from the weapon in your purse? In hers. This tweet has got 40 million views with 288,000 likes. Oh my gosh. As you guys know, when Jennifer Lopez uploads to Instagram, she limits her comments, so you're not really seeing people's outrage over this Diddy situation.
As the conversation around Diddy's legal troubles continues, Williams's voice remains a prominent one. Her willingness to speak candidly, even when it is controversial or unpopular, has been a hallmark of her career. In this instance, her commentary serves as a reminder of the importance of holding public figures accountable and the role that media personalities can play in bringing issues to light.
A lawyer representing alleged victims of Sean Diddy Combs say the current cases against the music mogul are just the tip of the iceberg and that other celebrities will be implicated. Lisa Bloom was speaking to our arts and entertainment correspondent, Katie Spencer.
She went on to be in another band that the rapper formed called Diddy Dirty Money. Now, in her case, she alleges that she was subjected to inhumane working conditions and had threats made to her life. And Lisa Bloom, who we caught up with in Los Angeles, has been talking to us about how she believes there are hundreds more people she feels that could be making cases who are too scared to speak out. Here's what she told me.
I look forward to taking Sean Combs' deposition in prison. For one thing, we know where he is. He can't say he's unavailable and out of town.
Lawyer Lisa Bloom is representing this woman, pictured next to Combs here, singer Dawn Richard, a member of 2 bands formed by the rapper.
She alleges that she was groped and grabbed by Sean Combs, that she witnessed him physically assaulting other women, that he restrained her, locked her into cars and other places, falsely imprisoned her. And it was just a really terrifying experience for her.
Every single one of them, after the rapes, were threatened. They were threatened with physical harm. They were told, if you do anything, it's not going to be good for you. And Sean Combs is not somebody who runs around with a bunch of choir boys. And those threats are very real to all of these men. One of them knew him from the neighborhood, knew the people he ran with, and knew that these were not empty threats. These were not a bunch of lawyers in offices somewhere. These are guys who can follow through, make your life end, cause you physical harm. So they were terrified.
In conclusion, Wendy Williams' reaction to Diddy's recent legal troubles is a complex blend of vindication, reflection, and critique. Her history with Diddy adds depth to her commentary as she reflects on the personal and professional costs of speaking out against powerful figures. As the allegations against Diddy continue to unfold, Williams' perspective offers a lens through which to consider the broader implications for the entertainment industry and the culture of accountability that is perhaps beginning to take shape.
You taking Diddy some turkey in prison today? Did you have fun at all the Diddy parties? You smuggling in some stuff in that turkey for Diddy? Did you at least send Diddy a plate? There's too much baby oil on the turkey. Diddy list is coming! Hope your last Thanksgiving outside of prison was a bang. Oh my gosh. Like, that's bad. J-Lo is so cooked, man. What I'm saying, right? For Jennifer Lopez's sake, why doesn't she say anything, man? Like, the entire internet is coming for this woman.
So this story is actually not new. It's a non-hap. It just keeps getting regurgitated.
Yes.
Well, non-hap was for you, Alyssa.
Yeah, I love non-hap.
Yeah,
I would just like to add to the story that when you go around shouting your love from the rooftops, it gets tricky when things don't go well. So my advice is keep your mouth shut.
But people start hating on it. But they're J-Lo and Nick.
But that's the thing. Maybe if they... I mean, I don't even tell Steve I love him in public. I don't say it in private either, but still. Just telling everybody how much you love each other and writing it on Instagram and on Facebook. And then you get a divorce and everybody says, oh, you see? Except they have one apologist over here who thinks they're madly in love.
What do you think? Is Wendy Williams finally getting the vindication she's been waiting for? Or is this just another chapter in her decades-long feud with Diddy? Do you believe her early warnings hold weight? Or is it all just perfectly timed commentary? Let us know your thoughts. Do you side with Wendy, or is there more to the story? Drop your opinions below because, trust us, this conversation is far from over.